Hey, how you doing? And welcome to another episode of Technology Tuesday. I'm Greg Russell here with Jerry Franklin Poe. And today we got an exciting episode for you guys. We're going to be talking about AI and how to use it to become profitable and not just more productive. So, can't wait to share with you exactly what we're talking about. And what we're going to do is if you are tuning in live, let us know. Put it in the comments, hashtag live, and let us know what city you are tuning in from. And if you are a regular here and you are joining us every week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then put replay in the comments, hashtag replay, and let us know where you're tuning in from. We can't wait to share this. We got a jam packed show, and we're going to get started right now.
All right, folks. Welcome back, Technology Tuesday. Here in the building, Greg Russell, Jerry Franklin Poe. That's right. We are here every single week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you. Oh yeah, I got a little buzzer early. Okay, bringing you that practical knowledge, practical applications. You can have practical solutions for your business.
Yes, sir, man. So, Jerry, before we dive into the really good stuff, how you been? What's going on in the world of Jerry Franklin Poe?
Man, everything is good, brother. It's warming up, so it's like sunny outside here on the East Coast, back in Pennsylvania. We had cold weather for a while, rain for a while. Now we got a sunny days today, sunny day yesterday, so I'm just enjoying it.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, man, East Coast. I know those Nick fans are excited about the basketball championship coming up.
And you had to
You
bring
know,
that up. We had to okay.
well, you know, I'm from
We could have
Queens.
skipped that. We could have skipped that part, but all right.
But
Yeah, you
listen,
can't
man,
like Philly. Philly people. We can't like Pennsylvania, the Sixers. Like they can't be like cheering for the Knicks.
like that. Got to again.
But I'll let you get your moment. Go ahead. It's your
What's
all
up?
the boroughs, all the boroughs representing Greg.
Oh, man. I hear you. I hear you. So listen, man. Yeah, let's jump into this. So listen, man, AI is obviously the topic um, that is everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people are talking about AI, and it's something that's trending right now. So many people are trying to figure out how it fits in their life and how it fits in their business. So, how is from your point of view as a speaker, as a coach, as an entrepreneur, how are you seeing um, other people use AI that you're involved with?
I mean, that's a great question. I mean, number one, everybody's using it for different reasons. Um, and recently, I've been seeing folks apprehensive. It's like a lot of apprehensiveness. But I know from a speaker perspective, folks are using it for content ideas, marketing strategies, even graphic design. I can tell when something has been created graphically because like there's like a common AI look, so you can like it's kind of like it's like a tell. But yeah, those are the things people are using AI to. I don't use the word eliminate, but to supplement like services they might have had to pay for before themselves. I've seen speakers, trainers, coaches are using it to help them with their ideas, their content ideas. So maybe they don't have somebody to bounce an idea off of, so they're working with AI to help them with the creative process.
Yes, I agree. I've seen a lot of that, and my observation is that a lot of people are using it on the tactical level to get ideas, create content. But I truly believe there's so much more to that, or so much more could be to that. And so the question I have is, how my feed is full of people sharing tactics. But at the end of the day, are those tactics helping you become more profitable? And I see so many people using the tactics or sharing tactics, but I see very people actually revealing how those tactics are actually producing profitable results. I'm not saying no one's not doing it, but I'm saying a lot of people are sharing tactics, right? And so at the end of the day, when it comes to AI, understanding where we are and how we're going to use it, how are we going to use it in a way to be profitable? And that's what I want to share with you, to go beyond just the tactic, beyond just the ideas, just beyond just the creating content, because there's another level if you are aware of and open to the fact that AI can help you with all of these things. So I'm going to share a little bit, Jerry, right quick. I'm going to jump into what I'm seeing. Let's see if we can get this here, right? And so these are just a few of the things that I'm seeing, right? So these are some of the things I'm seeing on my feed, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever. And again, everyone's feed is different. But if you're starting to tap into this, I want to show you what I'm seeing. So they're talking about, this one is talking about ChatGPT Image 2.0 can create a full brand campaign for any business in less than 5 minutes for product concept and viral social media posts. Here's how with prompts, right? And so this is basically getting engagement because they are offering the prompts to to go with this. All right, and so another one, like duplicate yourself into Claude, and this one's, it's got the Claude branding there with the colors, but this is just someone's post, right? And so it's telling you how to duplicate your post, and they're offering a checklist, and again, engagement for a tactic. Here's another one. I accidentally unlocked God mode in Claude AI, and it started teaching me things I didn't know existed. Well, here are 7 Claude prompts that will change everything for you. And so it's like, for me, I'm seeing a lot of this type of stuff being shared online, this type of things being shared in um, YouTube videos. And so it's a lot of tactical stuff being shared. And I think that there is just a deeper level to it. And so to understand that, it's like, and I want to ask you specifically, like, so when you go to use AI, or some of your clients use AI to help you with ideas, what is the process? Do they just use the online one? If you just describe the process, I can show you where there's another level. And that's what I hope to express today, is this deeper level.
So you're asking me personally, but most people I've seen they're not using I know you have, because you've mentioned it to me behind the scenes, you have the like desktop version, like a desktop thing. Most of the people I've talked to, most people I've seen, they're using a online portal. They're logging in, or I shouldn't even log in, but like they're going to the website. They're going to either be Chat GPT or Gemini. They're now if it's like if you're a Microsoft person, of course you know their Copilot is built into the apps, so they're that's part of your operating system. But Gemini and other things is usually from they're on the internet doing something.
Awesome. You are right. But thank you for sharing that. And I agree. So I want to talk about a little bit about what shifted in the last 6 months or so. Um, we're going to jump back over here. And so, listen, at the beginning of this year, man, 2026, AI made this shift from just being something you can log onto on the internet to actually being a desktop app, which gives you the functionality to control your computer. And this shift was a major shift that happened in the last 6 months, and it just took AI to a whole nother level on what's possible for it to do in terms of helping you. Instead of just giving you answers, it can not only find things, give you answers, but go complete certain tasks. It can take control of your computer, which could be scary for some people. But at the end of the day, that's what it can do, and you can control it so that it can do. And there's 3 ones that are right now that are kind of that allow AI to control your computer. One is Claude Code and Claude Cowork. The other one is Codex, which is probably the most recent one. And one of the ones that are more popular is OpenClaw. But OpenClaw is like open. You don't really have control to lock it down. And so if you're not really a coder and understand how to work in terminal, for most of my followers or my clients, they should probably stay away from OpenClaw. But with Claude Code and Codex, you can do some amazing things if you understand how to set up the structure on your computer. So this shift right now, these are just the 3 that are out now, but there are more that's coming. There are a lot more that are coming that is going to allow you to use AI with your computer to do things. And so when you understand that, then it becomes, how can I use AI to actually help me? And so those are some of the things I want to discuss with you today. And so before I move any further, does that make sense? I just want to make sure that it's clear that, listen, Not only can it give you answers, but it can control your computer in an environment that you can control, that can be safe, that will allow you to not only use it to help with the tactical, but help you implement an actual strategy.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Cool. So from that experience with basically just going back and forth with AI, from my experience, and you let me know if yours is any different. It really, a lot of times doesn't really know you or your business. It can only go by the information or quote unquote context that you give it. And so that's been my experience until a few months ago when I started working on what I'm about to reveal today.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. I mean, I'm it's and what you're saying is like I had to put myself in the framework of before you told me or after you told me. So like now that I know, be like it's like, oh yeah, but I already know the secret. So it's like because you told me some of the stuff a couple weeks ago or about maybe even a month ago that you showed me some insights on what you were doing that I was not aware of at the time. So yeah, before you got into the complexities of this and like what the next level was in terms of what you were doing and how I was able to help you in terms of the processing and taking taking AI to like the next level. Like I wasn't aware, but now I'm aware.
Okay, cool. So what we basically talking about is, having a strategy before the tactics. So before you use any of these tactics that you can find, because the tactics are easy to find. Most people are sharing them. There's prompts and tactics for almost anything from creating content to writing books to almost anything like that. But if you have a strategy and the AI knows the strategy and the AI knows you, your business, then it can really help not only your business, but it can help you navigate that strategy much better. But the challenge is, well, from the way most people have been using it, how do they get all of that into AI in a way that is profitable for them, right? And so it's like, if AI can help you with all these things, why not really let it help you, really let it help your business, and not take it from just the tactical part of it, but to the strategy part. So we're gonna talk about that today, and actually how to do that. So to break this down so that everyone understands, I'm specifically talking about the AI platforms that can work on your computer, the desktop. So I'm talking about Claude Code, Claude Codework. I'm talking about OpenAI's Codex and OpenClaw if that's what you're using and you're comfortable with it. But once you have these, you can then create an environment where you give it the context that you can control and that the AI can get access to and flow through and learn about you, your business, your strategy, and then help you with those things. So I'm going to show you my setup, Jerry, and talk about it a little bit, and then you can ask any questions you have about that. All right, so I did this just a few minutes ago. I want to give you an example of what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you how we break it down. All right, so let me share, and I'm going to read it because it might be a little bit small. But this here is Claude Cowork. This is the desktop app, and let's see if we can zoom in. We can. So I'm going to see if we zoom in one more time so you guys can see. So basically, I had this very simple prompt. Hey, I'm on Technology Tuesday show. Can you share with my audience a little bit about what we worked on last week? Just a short overview will be fine. So if you used your AI right now, could it tell you what you worked on last week? Right? Like, think about how powerful that is, Jerry. Think about how, like, whatever you worked on last week, it knows what you worked on, right? It can reference what you worked on. It can Anyway, so here's a recap for your audience. Last week, Greg and I were deep in GHL, Go High Level, for a home build care client called Housing Hype. Here's what we tackled. We started setting up the project structure and doing a full handoff from previous ChatGPT assisted build. I'm gonna stop right there. So basically, I was talking to ChatGPT, and basically I had it hand off. Hey, what were we talking about over here? This is the chat that Jerry you normally talk about, right? Like you have the conversation in chat. So I had this conversation about the product and what I wanted to do, and I told the chat I wanted to hand it off so that it could actually work in an AI that could handle tasks. And so basically, um, we did that, and then we ran a live audit of JHL account and found some issues: duplicate objects, a straight association, and a few fields using wrong data types. We cleaned all of that up through API, adding properly typed fields for those things like the services dates and component types. By the end of the schema, we cleaned up, corrected, built the script, and fixed future rebuilds produce the right structure, right? And so basically, it's telling us all the things we did last week. So again, this allows us to work in a way where it knows exactly what we've worked on and how we did it. So I'm going to share with you exactly my structure and how we set that up, so that you guys can see it and understand it. So basically, how this works is that in the desktop apps, they ask you which folders that you want to have access to, right? So, like when we talk about being controlled and allow you to have some sort of security, you can tell the apps which folders you want to have access to. So, what we've did is we create a specific folder just for the AI instructions, content, and everything we want. And then we set up a instructions so that when it first goes into this folder, the first document it reads gives it the instructions on what's in the folder so that it doesn't have to read everything. It reads just the first document, and then it knows which files and folders to go read based on the context that you give it. So in that example, when I said, "Hey, what did we work on last week?" it was able to go and just read the things it needed to be able to give us a summary of what we did last week. So I'm going to share with you this folder structure, how it works, and how the AI reads it, and so that you guys can get an example of how it works. So we're going to jump over here right now. And this is an example. Let me see if we can zoom in again, because I know that might be hard for some of you guys to see. Let's try this a couple more times so you guys can see it good. Jerry, how's that? Is that good for you?
Yep, it's good.
Okay, cool. So basically, I have this file. It's an agents file and a Claude file. They're both Markdown files. Markdown is a very simple text format that allows you to have links in it as well. But basically, it's a very tiny file. And so basically, whether it's Claude or a different agent, when it accesses this, the first thing it does is read the instructions. So I'm gonna read some of this so you guys can get an idea, all right? You are an AI assistant. Your identity, behavior, and output style are all defined by this system, right? And so it says session startup, and it tells it what to do. At the start of every session, your first response, silently read the files to load context. So the first thing it's going to read is inside this folder called context. There's a me.md file, who the user is, their name, their role, or preferences, the most recent file in the daily, what happened last session. And do not announce that you are loading these, just read them, absorb them, right? So when it first comes in, it's starting to understand how to work. And it says how the system works. And so it's explaining that, this Vault is both the Obsidian knowledge base, which I'll explain what that is in a second, and your operating system. Everything is in Markdown files that you read, write, and maintain, right? And then it goes into context system, your brain. It's telling the AI, this is your brain, right? And so it's giving it where things are. Context.md is the user, right? It has a strategy. This is the vision, the yearly goals, the monthly focus. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about giving your AI the ability to help you beyond just the tactical, right? There's a folder that has the strategy in a Markdown file, right? And then it has the business. This is about the company, the products, the audience. It has about your brand, which is different from your company. It has a whole file based on your brand, your colors, your fonts, your writing style, right? Then it has your ideal client, right? Your ICP, their pain points, their triggers, right? Then it has decisions, all sorts of stuff, right? So if you have this setup, when the AI goes in there, it doesn't have to read everything. It can get an idea of what's there, what it needs, where the things are if it needs to, and then by the context of your conversation or request, it can then go and do things, right? So the cool thing about this type of setup is that when you have a desktop application that can actually control things on your computer, it can go to websites, it can fill out forms, it can use certain programs within your computer, then it can actually handle tasks. And not only can it handle tasks, but it can handle tasks based on the context you give it, based on your brand, your identity, who you are, your goals, your strategy. It knows all these things before it starts to give you answers. This is the difference between using AI as a chat and versus using AI as the foundation of what we call AI agents. And I do believe that most people have an imagination of what an agent is, but they really don't understand what it is. I hear the term all the time, and I'm pretty sure most people that are looking into this AI here, the AI agent can do this and the AI agent can do that. But I do believe they have the wrong interpretation of what an agent is. So before I go any further, we will talk about agents and Obsidian files next. I just want to make sure, Jerry, did you have any questions? Do you think the audience might have any questions that I can answer before we move forward?
Well, what I would say for the audience, if you're watching this, you have a question, pop it into the comments. I was gonna say the chat, but we don't have this. Like, I'm thinking of a different platform. But type it into the comments. But also, you can circle back to the group, and we can have a deeper discussion because it's hard for me to speak for everybody listening in, because everyone's coming from a different experience level, and some of the things that you're talking about now is really the next level that isn't common knowledge when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Cool, cool. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you
Questions,
so if
go
you have a
ahead.
question, folks, if you're watching this, have a question, put it in the comments because we pay attention to the comments even after the show is over. So you could be watching the replay or you're going back and watching it over again, but also come to the group and feel free to reach out to Greg or myself through the social platforms if you have a question.
Yes, if you would like to learn how to set this up for yourself, this system will work on both PC and Mac, how to set it up, and it will work for Claude Cowork, Claude Code. It will work for what's the one from AI? Codex. It'll also work for OpenClaw if that's what you're rocking. The cool thing about this, Jerry, is that regardless of the AI system you're using, you can use them interchangeably. You don't have to rely on just one because the context, the structure is sitting on your computer, right? These are just files, and you can back up those files. So if something happens, you have a backup. That's what I've done. And then you have portability, right? If that folder with all your files in it, you can either back up or even share it among different computers. Now you are portable. Okay, so that's one of the things that I think is important, is to be able to have this context for your system and have it to be able to be portable. The other thing is most of these systems are trying to have you. They're trying to own these files. They want your context in their systems. So they are allowing you to upload skills and things like that into their system. And I truly believe it's better for you to have them on your system where you control versus them, because again, this technology is changing so fast. You never know what's going to happen. We've already seen in the last 4 months, people have an issue with ChatGPT, which is the one that a lot of people were familiar with, and have a massive shift over to Claude because of ideals that they felt the company weren't aligned with their ideals. And so you never know what's going to happen. And so it's important for it to be portable. And so it's important for you to own those files on your own system versus uh, uploading them all to a single platform. Because when you do that, then you can't, those files, those skills, those instructions, they can't be used with other AI agents. They are all within that system. So portability is something that if you're going to think long term, I think it's very important to do that. And the AI systems that run on your computer, you can tell it, hey, use this folder as your main memory. And in our document that we shared, it told you this is your main, this is your, this is your thing. This is how you go through these files. This is where these things are. And so the cool thing is there is a free platform called Obsidian that just handles markdown files. It wasn't made for this, but it is the perfect software to handle this. And so Obsidian basically allows you to automatically, it will by itself link certain things together that are related. And as the AI writes to these MD files and changes these MD files, it will automatically make the certain links that it needs to within the Markdown files. So Obsidian is a great free software that anyone can use to be able to create this environment. So I'm going to share with you right now that, and then right? So this is Obsidian. These are the folders, right? So I have a clients folder with clients in here. I have the context that has, about me, right? And so this is my, my name, my owner, like my origin story, my family, personality. Like it has all these things in there, so that when the AI goes through it, it can understand about me. And then we have conversations pretty much every day, and then it can pick up from where it left off from the day before. It can go back and find things from weeks ago. If you just ask it, it knows how to go and find it. And Obsidian is a great resource for this. Again, so when I say these files are just files on your computer, I will show this to you right quick. All right, so if you see here, right, you have context, clients, intelligence. Right here is context, clients, intelligence. These are just files. And if we open up this file, right, this says assistant, you are an assistant. And this is what it looks like as a Markdown file. It looks like just text. It's this small window here. But this file, when you look at it through Obsidian, it has it as titles, bullets, numbers, links to other things, right? And Obsidian does all this, and we're able to create this, Jerry, just by having a conversation, just by have the AI interview you. And so, if you would like to set up this system, what I'm going to be doing this week is I'm going to be showing you how to set up this system for absolutely free. It's going to be no cost for you to set up this exact same system when you join our community, and I'll be sharing. You can ask me questions about it, and I will help you get this set up. This is the foundation that you need. So when you then come to setting up, it knows about you, it knows about your business, it knows about your ideal clients, right? This is the foundation. So now when you add a tactic of creating content, it's 10 times better because it knows the goal. It knows that you're trying to do XYZ, you're trying to sell. It knows about your company. So every time you start a conversation, it can go grab the context based on the things you must have AI know about you, your writing style, your communication style, your origin story, all of that. And so that makes the content that it can create and the things that it can do way more powerful because it has a good foundation base about you and your business. And so this is what I'm willing to do, is help people get this set up so that they can experience it with themselves. And not only can it help your business when you set this up, more importantly, it can help you. It can tell you, hey, you need to be more consistent. Hey, you need to you know complete this by this date because you said this was your goal. It knows your goals. You put your goals in there. This interview process, all you have to do is answer questions, and it will build this out for you. So if you would like to have this foundational system, join us at technologytuesday.com. And this week I will be helping everybody set up this system for themselves at no charge. So if that's what you're interested in, you should definitely join us because this makes things different, powerful, and this gives you an advantage in this AI space. So, Jerry, I'm going to wrap there, and you let me know last minute thoughts, questions. I didn't see anything coming in the comments, which is fine. So, if you guys have any questions about this, I got some thumbs up. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Quickly drop it in the comments, and if we can't get to it before we wrap, then we will answer it after. Jerry, any last minute thoughts? Anything you want to see before I go?
No, I think you're good. What I would hope for those who are watching is that you may not catch everything the first time. So if this would be one of those where you might want to see it more than once to totally understand the value of what was being shared, because um, there's a lot of power here, and we only spent about a half an hour. And this is something that can get really deep, and I won't say complex, I mean, because there is some simplicity to this, but the concepts can be extremely impactful on your business. So it's something if you're only seeing it one time, you may not catch all the pieces because there's a lot of moving pieces to this puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can try to set it up yourself, and great. But if you really want the actual interview, that is something we are going to give to the people who join the community, and we can help them do that. So Listen, AI is a very, very powerful thing for entrepreneurs. And I think those that want to take advantage of it should think beyond just the tactical and think more of systems and how it can help not only your business, but how it can help you. And AI can't help you if it doesn't know you. And this interview gives it enough so it can really know you as a person, right? And know you as your limitations. It knows if you give it, right. If you're real in the interview and you really tell it about you and your struggles and your challenges, then AI can help you. Like, why are we, in my opinion, why are we focusing on just helping us with the tactical stuff in the business when it can help us with so much more if we're open to it? So this system, I recommend everyone check out because it can really help you. Then when you start to ask it to do something. Jerry, the cool thing is the system, once it's installed, it's like your Facebook feed. Your feed, Jerry, is completely different from my feed, and my feed is completely different than my wife's feed. And if you ever get the chance to see someone else's feed, you will know, like, wow, it's completely different. It's like back in the day, we used to all watch, the TV channels, whatever show would come on at summertime. That's what was showing to everybody who was willing to watch at that time. And with technology, no, the internet now shows you what you're interested in at any time you're willing to open up that phone and look at it. And so it's individualized. And this system, once it's installed and once you have conversation with it, then your system becomes individualized for you because everything that you're doing and wanting to create and grow is specific and different than anyone else's. But the system, the foundation, is what you need so that you can then have it to be able to customize itself around your business. So, with that, I hope you guys really take advantage of this. This is something I think can help a lot of people. So Jerry, thank you again, man, for tuning in and helping me here. I appreciate it. And join us every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another exciting episode of Technology Tuesday. Tell someone who could benefit from this show. With that, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we will see you guys next week. Take care.